Hello, this is Jer. About to start a new game of Oxygen Not Included. For those that were watching the Rhyme series, don't worry, I'm still continuing on with that. But I thought it would be interesting to start a parallel series that is much more difficult, because things are advancing really quickly on Rhyme. So I thought we'd go to the Moonlet series, or Moonlet cluster, and start on the radioactive ocean asteroid. So this is the settings that I chose. It has metallic caves and metal rich, hoping that's going to make it a little bit easier, given the fact that I'm on the Moonlet asteroid. Let's get to it and find what dupes we're going to choose. Here are the three dupes that I'm going to start with. We have Brains. Brains is going to work on all the research that we're going to need. Shovel and Sprocket are going to help set up the base. Shovel's going to specialize in excavation, while Sprocket will specialize in the engineering aspect of things. Name of the colony is Moonlet. Let's get to it. Just before we get started, let's have a quick look around. See a number of trees here. Lots of metal over here, aluminum or tons of it. That's one of the traits of this world, so hopefully going to take well advantage of that fact. Let's see what kind of geysers we're talking about when we get there. It's actually looking pretty good. We got a cool slush geyser, cold carbon dioxide, a saltwater geyser, and a cool salt slush. Well, let's start. Then the dupes are going to start off digging out some material. We're going to use that for things that we can build. First thing to build is a ladder going down. I'm going to aim to get a place for the dupes to be able to use the washroom to relieve themselves and sleep. Also going to dig a path down like this, just that the excess carbon dioxide that they're breathing out ends up down here rather than in their living area. First problem I'm running into is I really don't want these shine bugs to get into this barracks over here. That's where I'm going to have the dupes sleep. Putting doors here, that's going to prevent shine bugs from getting in, as well as the fact that it'll create the actual rooms that I need. So I'm going to have to be careful about this. I'm going to try to see if I can open up this area. Hope that these bugs are convinced to go down in this area here, and then I can slowly create a floor without them in it like they are right now, and I'll be happy. So, not necessarily by purpose, but I had trapped one of these light bugs in here. I think, though, if I go over here, build that tile, and then destroy this one, problem solved. The other thing is I just rejig the schedules a little bit, just add it an offset all the way down, and just put Sprocket here just to take advantage of the fact that they are a early bird and they get +2 for these 5 hours. The other two dupes I'll throw down here. I'm going to plan this out so that I only have 2 dupes per cycle. I think we're going to have a barracks and latrine by the time these dupes take their first break. So we have a barracks and a latrine created. So that's giving a +1 in each room each time the dupes use them. Now next goal is to build a research station, taking advantage of the fact that we have a light source right next to this. And I'm going to create a power source down here, with of course a wire connecting the two. We have some power charged in our battery that's hooked up here to the research station. First thing I'm going to research is a light source so I can make a laboratory. Oh, let's release this guy over here. I'm just digging out a spot under here. I've got a plan to release this water store down here next to a supercomputer that I'll have in the future, so it's easy to load water into it. There we are. So, inadvertently trapped Sprocket in here. So I guess that means you're just going to have water dumped over you, pal. So I'll dig that out, let the water drain out. And then we'll Take these two out after. Yeah, you're getting all wet. Hold on there, and then we'll get you out by taking these out. So there we are. I'm going to now get rid of this. And I'm not going to do any more research until I have a full laboratory set up. It is time for our first printed dupe by the printing pod. Let's see what we've got. I think I like this dupe as supply in suit wearing. Going to be useful early on and even later on. And they're also a night owl. I'll call them Owl. And you can join the base. I already have a cot for you set up. I will put in another one for the next dupe that's going to follow. I think we almost have our laboratory too. Should be set up. We just need 2 research stations. Research buildings. And do we have a... Let's speed things up. Oh, technically no, but that's easily fixable. I didn't actually connect this, so I don't want to use power when it's not used, but I think that's the difference. Yeah, there it is. Now I get a laboratory with efficiency bonus. Let's check out research. I think the first thing I'll research is a place for the dupes to be able to eat. Will be nice and increase their quality of life. Speaking of which, if we're going to do that, we'll need an actual place for them to eat, so we'll start digging that out down here. Research on a mess table has been complete, and we've carved out this spot, so I'm getting the dupes to put 5 tables there, 4 for the dupes, and the 5th one for the next dupe that's be arriving at some point in the future. Now I don't want these guys to escape, because what I want to do is have a nature reserve right here. I don't want anything that shines, so I'll hopefully put that as high priority and prevent these guys from leaving the latrine. Also gives the dupes some light while they're relieving themselves, which is nice, I guess. Now I'm digging out a spot down here because I want all the carbon dioxide that the dupes are going to be breathing out to be able to fall down and have a place to go so that it doesn't accumulate in their actual living area. I think we can do some more research. Let's do a jumbo battery. So we now have a mess hall right here. That's giving a +3, where the other rooms only give +1. And we found a transportation or teleportation transmitter right here. That's actually transporting us a good distance away. I think it would be smart to start the process of building this base out early on. So let's send our new dupe Owl, and I give them the skill of digging through granite when they get there. Where are you, Owl? Owl is... It's normally a high priority task for them. Oh yeah, so I'm having them put dirt in here just so it's easy to load that into the research station. Okay, why is... Oh. Because they can't reach her. That would explain why Owl's not going there. Alright, thanks Shovel for clearing the way. Now Owl is out celebrating the research complete. I think I'm researching... Let's see, well yeah, I want to get a rock crusher. So we're over here, Owl's about to get in, do a quick inspect, and we'll teleport over to the other world and start up a base over there. First thing I'm probably going to do is release the dupe that's frozen. Get you over here. Just release this new dupe, just checking that I'm happy with what they are interested in, decorating, farming, and supply. And negative traits, nothing too bad that we can't handle. So first thing to do is to get some building material and dirt so that we can get an outhouse and some cots for you guys. So now I'm at 5 dupes. So Research is complete right now. I researched a smart home. So I'm just going to do a cut right here, which is going to cut that power, saving tiniest amount of power. I'll have to remember to reconnect this when I do some research. It would also be nice if I had some metal. Speaking of which, there's my rock crusher to be able to create automation to turn those lights off for me when the dupes are not in the room. Still some aluminum ore here. And when this is created, we'll create that metal. Let's have a look over at the other dupes. We've got 2 cots, so they get a place to sleep. They're going to create an oxygen production line right here. Since they've got algae, they don't have algae at the other base. And we're going to start the process of digging up and down so that we can decide what we're going to do with this base. Doing a very dangerous mission, trying to block this guy off. What I'm really doing is just trying to prevent excess heat from going out into the world. It's pretty warm over here at 46, but this thing outputs liquid at, I believe, 95. So, yeah, we want to block that off if we can. It's a little dangerous because if this goes off while they're there, they could get burnt pretty badly. So, I'm going to be watching them until it's complete. Over on this asteroid, decided to create a mess hall really easily. It's going to create the living area up here, but mess hall is going to give me a quick +3. I can always easily move it further up if I decide to. Probably don't want to have it in this zone because I expect this will be very cold. And I'd love to have the livable area up here where it's much more comfortable for the dupes. So we have automated lights, at least in the laboratory. We'll have some soon here, as soon as the dupes build this. So the lights will shut off when no one's there. I just need to make sure I remember to reconnect it like this. And I no longer have to manually disconnect and reconnect that all the time when I see a dupe go in and out of this room. So, very, very nice. Just sealing off the last tile will prevent this from escaping excess hot water or hot salt water all over my base. Just also noticing that I've got some water weeds. This may be a source for early food. So why don't we make a ladder going down so that's accessible. So when these become time to harvest, where this puts us at 85%, in fact I'll even mark it now, be harvested by the dupes when it's ready. We're about to take on a new dupe. This dupe likes digging, building, and suit wearing. They're going to be very useful early on in the game. So welcome Hammer to the base. We have a spot for them to sleep. I'll put them in the appropriate schedule. I'm going to set it up such that I only have 2 dupes per schedule. On this asteroid, we've got an oxygen system with this oxygen diffuser running. And I didn't have any algae here, so what I did, I put an electrolyzer in. That has a source of water from over here. It's pumping it very short distance. I didn't want to remove the status of laboratory. Oh, yeah, okay, I was like, why is this not a laboratory anymore? Because that pump is not in the laboratory. If I did have the pump in it, it would remove that status, because that's not something you're allowed to have. It's because I was just destroyed this research station in favor of putting a supercomputer there. So once that supercomputer is back, or put in, we'll have a laboratory once again. Digging out a spot at the bottom of this base for the purpose of dumping water. I've got some water here and some water up here that I'd like to get out of the way for some developments that we can do. And I'd also like to get access to space around here for potential hatch stable that I think I'm going to put in pretty soon. I've built and activated a mini pods that when I'm able to print a dupe, I can actually have them land here, because I'd like to have more dupes on this world. Ooh. I think I might actually want hatch eggs more than a dupe at this time. I am potentially very strongly thinking about going for not necessarily getting every single achievement, but at least lining myself up so that I don't undo any of the achievements, such as the Carnivore, Locavore, and Super Sustainable. Got a few of them by default. So yeah, that essentially means that I'll need 400,000 calories eaten by cycle 100. Which should be easy, I've done that most of the time, but this is a Moonlet cluster, so the calculus is a little bit different. We'll see how far we get. So we've got water showing up down here. Start the process of digging that out. So we get that water out of the way. Over on the other asteroid, we've got fire pole research complete, so that's being installed. And I want to get to the top of this base. Electrolyzer's been running. That's producing hydrogen, which is floating to the top. It's making it more and more difficult to get up here. So I like to get up here while the hydrogen is only this thick instead of this thick. And build eventually a pump, probably right up there. Since the other world wasn't able to actually print a dupe, well, they were able to, I just chose hatch eggs. Instead, I'm going to send Hammer over just to balance things out a little bit. And Hammer, can you not get down there for the same reasons we saw before? Oh, yeah, okay, I see why. Maybe I'll dig this out a little bit so that doesn't happen again. The dupes on this world now have a Great Hull. All they had to do was plant this mithril leaf and put it in a water cooler, and they've doubled the morale they're getting with the Great Hull. It's +6 instead of +3. Gonna try to do the same thing over here and just build this in this area. Right now, I'm going to the top of this base and making a priority building up here. Oh, see a meteorite shower is about to begin. But it's a lot easier, in my mind, to build in this area when hydrogen is only this thick. It's going to be much thicker as that electrolyzer runs. Will be nice on the dupes. Get them to build it now instead of later when it'd be much, much harder. Our next dupe is Seed. They're interested in supplying farming with a green thumb, germ resistance. We're going to join this base over here. And we're going to create a place for the hatches to be able to attend it to, so we can create a whole lot more hatches. So what I'm going to do is click on hatch. We've got a high priority task. Let's bring in 7 and bring this guy over. I just have to make sure that I have someone with the actual ability to actually wrangle. Oh, we do. Okay, Deco. They have critter ranching. Sorry, 1. Also adding a little bit of insulation. It's pretty cold around here. On both sides of this, we've got cold area here and here. So I'm going to start the process of insulating that all the way around as best as I can, anyway. Just recall that sometimes it's easier to make vacuums diagonally for insulation than actually installing insulation tiles. So doing a little bit that right here, just to prevent the coldness from here going up into my main base, and doing the similar thing over in this asteroid, just creating vacuum tiles to act as insulation. And we'll still do some insulated tiles where it makes sense. Time to bring on our 8th dupe. Boots joining the team. They're going to be on this asteroid. I think this asteroid's going to be a lot better for dupe surviving, especially if I'm going to go for the Locavore achievement, because there's a lot more buried objects and muckroot all around. Got these hatches. Groom sitting in here. I want to get the dupes out here looking for more buried objects, because any one of these could be additional hatches that we could wrangle and bring into the stable. Found these water weeds at the top of the base. They're too wet, so figured if I let that water drain out a little bit, this is going to be a potential food source. At least for the short term. Continuing on with insulation. make it like vacuum area all around here. Going to cover this as well as I can. Instructing the dupes to pull an egg out of this stable because that will make the hatches unhappy. Do not produce as many eggs. At least it'll make it crammed in there. We don't want that. Very much would be nice to automate that process, but we'll do that shortly. So I want to expand this stable this way, but we have some water in the way. Also want to do some insulation above this stable. So I dug out a spot down here and getting the dupes to dig this out so that more water will fall down and get out of the way. So here we have it. We've got our water draining out. I'll be able to move along once again, adding some insulation to this base. Make it out of igneous rock as long as I have that enough material. And again, using the vacuum method where it makes sense. So we've been adding insulation on both sides and almost joined up. Just double checking and I haven't missed a tile the whole way through. We made it to cycle 20. I think this is where I'm going to stop for tonight. Let's do a little tour of this base. So this is the main base. It has a laboratory. It has barracks, a latrine, and a great hall. Should be upgrading to a power station very soon. We have added insulation. Few insulated tiles, but then switched largely to vacuum all the way around, preventing coldness from going up. And we're going to continue that process over here. A lot of research has been done. We've got a path going all the way up, a pump ready to pump hydrogen into a hydrogen generator, should we choose to create one in the future, which I'm pretty sure we're going to. Oh yeah! There's a cool salt, or cool slush geyser. Can't completely free it because I can't dig through obsidian, but I can at least dig through a little bit of this, allowing that to get out. That's going to allow some coolness because this actually creates very cool liquid. So that may be useful in the future. Alright, so that is this base. Oh yeah, and then creating this because thinking about going for the locavore achievement. Haven't 100% decided. We'll see where I get on that one. On this base, this is where I have 5 of the dupes. Only 3 are in the other one. We've created a stable. In the process of creating another stable down here. How many hatches? We've got 6 hatches. In the next episode, we're going to continue on digging out and looking for more. This base also has a lot of coolness around it. So I've been adding some insulation, a mix of vacuum and insulating tiles all around. And at the top of this base, this is where the dupes actually spend their break and time sleeping. We've got a latrine, barracks. Well, actually, hold on, technically don't. But if we put a door here, I think that's both going to create a barracks and a nature reserve at the same time. Alright, well, everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in a future episode where I'll continue on with both this this asteroid and the Rime asteroid. Until then.